morning, everyone. Can you please make sure you keep your microphone switched off? Everyone turn off your microphone, please. Otherwise, we will all be hearing everyone's babies crying, dogs barking, traffic going past, and it's not very good. Okay, morning. I'm just waiting till we get a few more people here. I think there's about 80 in this class, which is absolutely crazy. Right, I've got 40 so far. I'll send a message asking everyone to get here, try and get here on time and logged in and everything, because otherwise it'll just take a long time.
So your mic is muted.
Thank you. Okay, as said, I'll try and write to you all and see if we can make sure everyone try to get here on time. It's quite important because otherwise we just, with so many people, we just spend hours waiting to turn everyone's microphone off and all that kind of thing. Okay, we've got 47 people here. I think there's supposed to be about 80 in this class, but never mind. I hope you've all been able to log in okay. We'll deal with that in a second. Don't be too excited about today because probably we're just going to do a few admin things and we're going to try out the various technology. I guarantee I'm going to hit some disasters when things are not going to work and things are going to be very, very badly wrong. But I just warn you in advance, but not to worry about it. We'll fix it all as we go through. Okay, so the idea is we're going to use the learning delivery system, and I'm just going to actually do the presentation based on that. So I'll just boot that up now, and then I'll talk you through how we're going to work with this. So if you just give me a second, then I will share the screen, etc. Okay, let me see where we are. Right. So, got any more people here? Yeah. I'm just switching off everyone's microphone. Okay, I'll share my screen, and then we'll be able to talk through what we're doing. Okay, now you should be able to see my my screen, and this is your course, UPS1014. Probability and statistics. This is your class. Now, there's two sections to this. Under this August to December class, that's the class, I will be putting your particular work, which will be the assessment tests, any assignments, any specific things, plus each class will have one of these things. So this one is for today. That is going to be what I call my whiteboard, and this is where I'll be writing on here as we go through today, with answering specific questions and adding extra stuff that comes up during the class. Now, I'm hoping this is currently being recorded. It should be. Yeah, we're being recorded. And that means if you can't make it, but usual attendance rules apply to these online classes, by the way. If you can't make it, at least there'll be the recording. Or last semester, people were going back to the recordings anyway, even after class, to go through what we'd done, which is a good idea. Now, the probability and statistics, we're going to start with probability. Some of it you may find a bit tough. It gets a bit easier as we go through into the statistics, but the probability can be a bit tough. So we're going to use the LDS system, because I think that's the best way to learn this stuff. So under probability theory, we've got two modules here. I haven't checked yet who's been looking at what, but
baru apa line apa kamera
microphone off, please.
kamera tune.
I'm just switching off some more microphones. It's pretty bad if they're on. All right, so we're going to use this system, and these are your learning modules, right? And I'm just going to talk you through this. I'm going to talk you through this one now for today's session. So I'm going to go through sets and counting to explain how all of that works. Within here, we've got examples, and we've got self-test questions. Then the idea is you put in an answer to these, and then you can test yourself. So these self-test questions are the basis of what you're going to do. These self-testing questions and your practice questions are the most important thing for you to be doing. So the point is, if you do your practice, you will pass, and if you don't do your practice, you will fail. I know this after the last 5 years of doing all this. The people who do the most practice, they pass and they get A's, and the ones who don't do anything fail. And it's as simple as that. The more you work, the more likely it is you'll get a good mark. So, you know, it's up to you. It doesn't matter to me. I've done all my exams. So I'm going to talk you through this, but let's just talk about the other part of this. So under probability, for example, we've got two modules for you to read, and hopefully this all works on your phone properly. You should be able to view all this stuff on your phone. In fact, you may probably be taking your exams and doing your tests on the phone if you want. You don't have to have a laptop for this. I've tried to design it so it works well with your phones as well. Now, here is a set of practice, right? So you click on that, and you get and you get practice questions. And every time you click refresh, you get a different set of questions that are basically the same questions, all with different numbers. And your exams are going to look exactly like this. So that's why the more practice you do, the more likely it is you'll to get a good result. So look, for example, when you press score, then it will give you all the answers with the explanation. So just keep doing the questions, study the explanation until you can reproduce the calculation. Just keep doing it till you get 100% on all of your tests. Then you know you're going to do well, okay? And by the way, I had two people once doing exams in class, and they copied each other's work, which is pretty silly because any two tests are going to be different. They're going to be in a different order and they've got different numbers. Okay, so that's why you can't copy each other, so forget it. All right. Oh wow, we're up to 63 people, very good. So that's really all I have to say. So mainly, this is going to be self-study. I will take you through some stuff during the class, but your main work is reading these things here and doing bucket loads of practice. There's some more. That's the next topic. By the way, if you're good, you'll try and look ahead to the next section. It's no good just doing stuff for now. You always have to try and stay ahead. So these two sessions, though, are going to be probably the most challenging for you. But do persevere and do as much practice as you can. Now, the other thing is, you have given me your teams, your groups. So I want you to work in groups. I think this is the best way to do it. We're going to test this in a second. You're going to go into your breakout groups. When you go into your breakout groups, then you should put your microphone and your videos on so you can see each other, because all you will do is see the other 5 or 6 people you're working with, okay? Then you can discuss problems and you can come up with solutions between each other. So part of the way that I want you to try and learn this stuff is to work with each other. So you should work with each other as much as possible. And now you've got Zoom, you can easily arrange your own Zoom meetings with your own teams. You just have to send out invitations and you can meet with each other as much as you like. All right. So I encourage you to do that. I want a lot of working together. But for today, I haven't yet set up your groups according to the things you sent me. All right. So just for today, I'm going to assign you to random groups. So you won't, for today, you won't be with the people you will be with in the group you want. I'm just going to put you into groups randomly. So there may be people you don't know. Anyway, that is good for you. Meet new people, possibly, and work with them. But that's just for today. So the main thing is, I need to make sure you understand this. When you give me your groups, I just need to have your emails in the group. That's the most important thing I need, your email. And the email you give me, I want to make sure you've got the same email that I have, which is from Barracuda, as you've got for Zoom. Otherwise it won't work, because I'm going to upload your emails for your groups to Zoom. And if Zoom doesn't, if if those are not the same as the ones for the LDS, then I can't work with the group system, all right? So please make sure that you've got the same email login for the LDS and for Zoom. That's very important, all right? By next session, which we said is going to be on, it's going to be on Monday, right? This is the replacement one for Mondays. Our normal time is going to be Monday at 5 o'clock, okay? So by next Monday, I hope I'll got all your teams ready. So when we do breakout sessions on Monday, it should be that you'll be in the right groups, okay? Now, if you've got a question, I think you could do a raise your hand. Can someone raise their hand using Zoom? Just to see if that works, because I can't see it at the moment. Do you know how to raise your hand? Ah, right. Ahmad Zakwan. Okay, well, all right. Okay, I can see that. Everyone make sure you know how to raise your hand to ask a question. Can someone else raise a hand? Let me see. Nurul, Dicky. Okay, very good. All right, you all know how to do that. That's good. So because there's so many people in class, I do need to have questions, but it's very important in online that everyone has the microphone off until you want to ask a question. All right? So please respect that. Otherwise, as I say, you just hear awful noises. And with 63 people, it could be very bad. Okay, so let's give it a try. Has anyone got any questions about all of this so far? If you've got a question, raise your hand. And I will ask you to tell me what the question is. Anyone got any problems with the LDS logging in, with Zoom or anything like that? No? Wow, that's very good. Right. Ahmad, you may speak.
Okay, sir. Can you hear me,
Yes,
sir?
I can hear you fine, yeah.
Okay. I just have one question regarding the email.
Right.
Okay. For the LDS is my personal email, and for the Zoom, I'm using email. So
No, I want them the same. I don't care what email you use. It's just got to be the same in both cases. I would prefer you to use the Barracuda email for Zoom, which may be your personal email. That's better. You don't need to use your must email for Zoom.
okay.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Okay, I will change it.
Okay. Any other questions? Hafini, Tony, do I call you? Your question.
Yes, sir. For LDS, I can use it on my phone. I tried before.
And what's the problem? What is your problem?
Is that supposed to happen, sir?
I'm sorry?
Is that supposed to happen?
What do you mean?
I can open my LDS on my phone.
Why? What happens exactly? You just go to the correct website and it should be there.
Yeah, I open the website through my email.
And what's the problem?
I can open it on my phone, the LDS website.
Okay, I can't understand what the problem is. So I think we need to take this separately, Tony. We can't spend too much time. So please write me an email with exact details. If you've got any problems with the LDS, I need exact details with screenshots in an email. That way I can understand what the problem is. It might be your phone, it might be you doing something simple that's wrong. If you email me, I will fix it. Okay? Is that all
sir,
right?
I already emailed you, sir.
Oh, and did I not answer you?
Yes, sir didn't answer me yet.
Okay, my apologies. If I don't answer you, that is for the simple reason, and I'll show you, that I get so many emails, sometimes they all, there's just too many. So if I don't answer you, send me a WhatsApp message saying, why did you not answer my email? It's all right, I won't get upset. You just tell me and I will deal with it. All right?
Okay,
But
sir.
if you've
No
got a
worries.
problem, you must be exact. So what I don't like is when people send me a message say, I cannot log in. Now, that doesn't mean anything to me. I need to know exactly what it is. Is there an error message? Can you not find the site or what? You need to be exact and put screenshot if you can. Okay, so Tony, I will go, email me again. I will deal with it, okay?
But sir, it's already fixed because I use my computer to do it. So it's already done right
I
now.
know, but I want to make sure it works. I want to make sure it works with your phone as well. So email me
Oh,
again, please.
okay, sir.
Okay, so Farzana, you've got a question. I'm listening. Farzana, you need to unmute yourself. If you're speaking, we can't hear you yet. No, not a question. Okay, so next question is Yuvarajan. What's your question? If you want to ask me a question, you have to switch your microphone on because I can't hear you at the moment. Wafi?
Sir,
Ah.
they are asking how the attendance will be taken.
Oh, you'll see that later. I've got a system. I show you a code. You have to do it on the LDS. So you have to be logged into the LDS to log your attendance. Okay.
All right, sir. All right, sir.
Okay. Ikmal, question.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. I just want to reconfirm with you about last week you asked us to email to you for creating a group, right?
Yeah.
So is it need to regroup again? I mean like
No.
by your own?
No. I said I will set up your groups on the systems, on Zoom and on the LDS. I will set them up after today. I didn't get a chance to do it because there's probably a lot of emails that are not right, and it's going to take a while to get it right. It might take us two classes to get the groups correct. So I will be looking at your groups after today, okay? So that's all right, but I'm just saying I have not prepared yet with your groups, okay? We will use your groups. Just today, only today, I will use a random group where I will just throw you in with a bunch of people, okay? Only for today, all right. Okay. Good. So let's begin the class, shall we? So I'm gonna do the class. I'm gonna use the. You can still see my screen, right? I hope. So I'm
Yes.
going. Okay, thank you. I'm going to just use this, which is the sets and counting. Basically, you don't really need me. You could just read this stuff and do the practice, and then you will pass. I have to tell you, that's the way I passed a lot of my exams. Just read the book, do the questions, and then that's how you pass. So probability is a number between 0 and 1, right? And let me tell you, if I ask you questions in probability, if you give me an answer that is bigger than 1, then you're in trouble. I will fail you completely everything if you answer a question with a probability more than 1. Probability is always less than 1. All right, don't forget that. It can be 1, but it cannot be bigger than 1, and it has to be at least 0. So you can't have negative probability, so don't forget. Now, this is one of the most important principles for probability. We can calculate the probability by dividing the number of outcomes of interest by the total possible. So here's an example. If you toss a coin, there's only 2 possibilities, heads and tails, right? Yep. And I know you kind of have a funny way of calling them. Which one is it in Malaysia? Is it the one with the flower on it is the heads, or is that the tails? I can't remember. Anyone? Because in England we've got a coin that's actually got a head. Mohammed, tell me.
The flower we call the tails, and the number is called your head.
Okay, the flower is called the tails, right? So there's only 2 possible outcomes. So we assume then that they're equal probability, which means we assume heads is a half probability and tails is a half. Don't forget this. This is really crucial. The total probabilities of all the outcomes must add up to 1, because probability 1 means certainty, means there's no uncertainty. It's definitely going to happen. So what we say is that if you toss a coin, we know certainly either that it's heads or it's tails. We don't know which, but we know it's one of them. So the probability of the heads plus probability of tails must be 1. Now, if you throw a dice has got 6 outcomes because there's 6 sides. Does everyone know what I mean by a dice? Put your hand up if you don't know what that is. I'm not assuming anything. I may have a dice somewhere. I should have one to show you. So a dice has got 6 outcomes, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So therefore, the probability that you get a 3, for example, must be 1 over 6. Because there's 6 possibilities, 3 is only one of them. If you throw 2 dice, there are 12 possible outcomes. Actually, and if you throw 2 dice, actually there's not, there's 11. That's wrong, actually. There's 11. You can get 2, 3, 4, because the minimum is 2, not. It is not, we're on here. Actually, that's not right. I'm going to change it online, I hope. That should be 11. Because you can't get a 1, can you? You can't get a 1. So you can only get 2. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But they're not all equally like, they don't all have the same probability, we'll find later. For example, the probability of getting a 7, in other words, a 4 and a 3, or a 3 and a 4 or something, probability of getting 7 if you throw 2 dice is not the same as the probability of getting a 12. We'll see that later. So this module, we're about trying to calculate how many possibilities there are. And to do that, we're going to look at things called sets. You should have, when you were at school, you should have learned something about sets. So A set is a collection of objects, and the objects are called elements. And if we've got a set A and A is in it, this is how we write it. X is an element of A. If it is not an element of A, then we write it like this. So sometimes we can write down all the elements of a set like that. Sometimes we cannot. For example, the set of all even numbers goes 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, but it goes on forever. So we'd write it like this. The set of all even numbers. Okay. So let's give an example. For example, if this is the set A, then that means the number 12 is not an element. So you could write that here. So I can write this, for example. So I can write this. So 12 is not an element of A, okay? Whereas, there we are, we're up. Whereas 6 and 7 are elements. Now there's some terminology you need to know here. Again, you should have done this at school, but you either didn't do it at school or you forgot it. Okay, Ahmad, you've got a question.
Sir?
Yeah.
Okay, I have, excuse me, I have to attend another class.
Oh, do you?
Yes, this is my class.
Okay.
Another class. So,
send me an email, otherwise I'll forget you. Send me an email saying, I was Ahmad, I had to leave, but I attended your class. I will put you as attended. And you can look at the recording of this class. It's all being recorded. I'll send the link later, okay?
okay, send an email only, right? Okay.
Send me an email. All right? Or a WhatsApp, it's okay.
Okay, thank you.
Have a nice other class. What other class are you going to? What other class could be more interesting than this one?
Intelligent transportation system, sir.
Transportation, you think that's more interesting than probability?
No.
That is very serious. Probability is more interesting.
No. This
Okay.
is the...
It's all right, don't worry, you go.
Okay.
See you next time. We'll deal with you later. Okay, bye. All right, so there's some terminology here, which is, if A and B are sets, we write it like this: A intersect B. That means the set of all things which belong to both A and B. A union B, set of all things which belong to either of them. So if all the elements of A are also elements of B, we write A is a subset, which really should be in there. And the set with nothing in it is called the empty set. So if you had a classroom, if you look at the people in the classroom, once everyone's gone out of it, then it's the empty set. Now, here's a very important word, disjoint. Okay, disjoint is a crucial word. It means that that two sets don't intersect. So here's some examples. So you see, here's a set A, which consists of these numbers. Here's a set B and here's a set C. So notice the intersection is the numbers 5 and 6, because 5 and 6 are the only number, oops, I didn't mean to do that. 5 and 6 are the only numbers which appear in both of them. So that means the intersect is 5 and 6. The union is the set of everything. We don't repeat them. So 5 and 6 appear both times. It doesn't matter. We only state it once. This is the set of everything that's in here. Notice that this one, A is not a subset of B. In other words, this is not a subset of that Y because 1 and 2 are not in here for a start. So what it would mean is that everything in A has to be in B. But C is a subset. C is a subset of A because 3, 4, and 5 is C, and 3, 4, and 5 actually exist in A. All right? Notice A and B are not disjoint. Why are they not disjoint? Because 5 and 6 are in both of them. A intersect B is not empty. Disjoint is only if A and B is empty. All right? If we had, in fact, none of these things are empty. If I had this, if I had something like D, if I had D equals, let's say, I don't know, let's say 1, 2, 20 and 25. Now, what can we say about D? Well, what we can say about D is that D and A, let's do this. So D and A are not disjoint. Why? Because 1 and 2 are in both. So it's not disjoint. All right. But D and B are disjoint because there's nothing that's in here and it's in here. They're totally separate. 1, 2, 20, 25. None of these numbers appear in here. So D and B are disjoint, okay? So I need to remember that because I'm going to use the word disjoint a lot later. So you need to really understand what it means. We can illustrate sets, usually circles, as a Venn diagram. All right, a Venn diagram. So if we label A like this as this circle and B as this circle, then this bit in the middle is A or B. Sorry, A and B, which is the intersect. This whole thing here is the A union B. This thing means A and not B, and this means B and not A. Okay, so that's a bit to take in. Where I want to get to actually is, let me just check, hold on, let me just check the time, because I don't want to talk for too long before I get you to do something. We want to look at the number of elements in sets. So let's suppose A has 50 elements, right? A has 50 elements and B has 30 elements. Let's suppose there's 10 in A and B, all right? Right, so we've got this diagram here. A has 50, B has 30, and the bit in the middle has 10. Okay? How many elements are there in A union B, in other words, in the whole thing? Do Do you all understand the question? Now, what I would like to do, is try this as a group, as a breakout group. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and put you in random breakout groups just as an exercise. So do you all understand the question? The question is this. This is the question here. A has 50, B has 30, the intersect has 10. How many are in both? So I'm going to put this on my whiteboard, and let's use this as a first thing. So we don't need that. All right, I'll put this here. Now, I'm going to do this. I'm going to try this out. This will probably be a disaster, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this as a question, okay? So I'm going to say number in A union B is 1. This is not a real question, but I'm just going to test out the system here to see if we can make this, work. So what I do is I put a box here. So there's a number, okay? When I upload this, when you go into the LDS, when I tell you, you go into this thing here, class 3rd of September, you will see this question and you will be able to put your answer in, okay? Then the thing is, then the other question is, why is the number not 80? And you have to give an explanation. Now, the point is, I only want one answer per team, okay? I don't want everyone to put an answer. I only want one answer per team. Now, I'm going to try and put you into the breakout rooms in a second. I'm going to set this. I'm going to, wait a minute, let me just upload it. Right, I'll upload this. Okay, now it's uploaded. Now I have to refresh it, which is not very good. Yeah, okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start this. I'm going to give you, let's say, 8 minutes to do it. Okay, so you'll have 8 minutes. It should give you enough time to do it and put your answers in. This is just a test of the technology, because I want to do this going forward. So first I'm going to start the clock. So you're just getting just over 8 minutes here, right? So you see that it's counting down, okay? So upload it. Now, you should see that yourselves. So first of all, I'm going to put you into your breakout groups randomly for this time. So we've got 60 people. I'm going to have 10 breakout rooms. So you're going to see this in a second, okay? So you should all join your breakout rooms now. And then what I want you to do, I want you to put an answer to the question, just one of you per team, on the LDS and submit it, and then we'll see what happened. So I'm going to leave you for 8 minutes. I will come and visit you in your rooms to check, to see if this is working. So all join your rooms now, and let's give this a test, okay? I'll join you all, each room individually, in a couple of seconds, okay?
actually fully engage in the class, moment by moment, second by second. That's what you have a plan. You have an outlook. You say, I want to be next Bill Gates. I want to be next others, like Steve Jobs and others. I want to be like them. So that's why here
Hello, sir.
learn and I walk through that direction.
Hello.
Okay, that's kind of
Now, those of you have not joined your breakout room. A lot of you have not joined your breakout room. Can you join one? You should be assigned one. You have to join it. I don't know how, but you have to do that. So Farhan, you're in breakout room 1. You haven't joined. Hasnita, you've not joined. Yeah, make sure you join your breakout rooms. Okay, we're closing the breakout rooms now, and then we'll see what we've actually done.
Cawan. Dia nak jangkau ke?
Don't forget, microphones off. If you want to talk, all microphones off now. If you want to chat, oh, someone's got an audio problem. Okay. If you want to chat, then in your breakout room, you leave all your microphones on and your video. It's okay. You can talk to each other. That's fine. In the main session, there's too many people, you see, so you have to leave your microphone off then. All right, so you should all be coming out of you're all out of your breakout rooms now. That's good. So now I'll share the screen again. All right, and I will try to see. I've only got 2 responses. I cannot keep up. Right. Okay, let's see what we've got here. 12. I only got 2 responses. So, Fatih Nourain, what group were you? I will know this better next time. We had 10 groups and only 2 answers. Now that won't do. Even if you don't know, you've got to do a response, okay? At the moment, I don't know which groups you're from. Next time, once I've got your actual group sorted out, then we will know which team's done what. Because later in the semester, maybe in 2 or 3 weeks, I'm going to set up, we're going to have some of these questions and we're going to have a team competition and we're going to see who does the best. All right, I'm going to set up that. So you better get used to doing this. You better get used to doing this because that's what we're going to be doing a lot of, okay? All right. I cannot keep up, you said. I'm sorry. This is just the easy bit at the moment. Anyway, I think the technology worked, which is good. One of the things I noticed, I only had a chance to join a couple of your breakout rooms. I think you should turn your video and your audio on and your microphone on in your breakout room so you can actually talk to each other. That is the idea of it. Then you could be more relaxed. I'm not going to be there very much, so you can say what you like, and that will be a lot better. And as I said, you can set up your own Zoom meetings to work together as well, very easily. All right, let's have a look at this. Okay. So let me put some answers here. So the answer to 1. So A union B, basically, we've got 50 elements in A and 30 in B, but we've got 10 in the middle. So the answer to this is A union B must be 70. I'll tell you why in the other. And the answer, and 2, it's because otherwise you would count the ones in both twice. Those are the correct answers. Now I need to explain to you what that means. Imagine, now I'll actually have to switch to another app and I don't like doing this, but I've got no choice. Let me explain to you using some, right, and stop this. I'm going to have to use PowerPoint, which is a shame, but never mind. Okay. So you should be able to see PowerPoint now. Right. Let's imagine it's an area. So let's suppose you've got two, let's suppose you've got two areas like this. So there's one, okay? And suppose the number in here, so what I'm saying is this one, the blue one contains, let's say, what did I say, 50 altogether, all right? So it's 50 altogether. And let's do another one here. And this one, we need to give a different color. Let's say this one we make orange. And let's say this one has got, and let's make this a bit bigger. Right, this one has got, I said 30, right? But you see, in the middle, in both of them is this thing here. That is the bit in the middle that contains both. And in this one, oops, this one, oh, right, just bear with me a second. And we need, anyway, you can see all this on the recording actually. This one we had 10. Okay, now what you need to understand is this 10 that's in both of them, this 10 is in this 50, and this 10 is also in this 30. So if I add 50 to 30, basically I've counted the 10 twice. Is that clear? This is what you really have to be able to understand. If I add 50 plus 30 equals 80, I have counted the 10 in both twice. Why? Because the 10 is part of the 50 and it is part of the 30. Agreed? To see it another way, I could do it like this. I could actually say, let me make this a bit slightly different. Let me do it like this. Let me overlap it like this better. Actually, this will be much better. Because the way to see this right, that's the overlap, okay? There we are. Now, the way to see this is that this part here, just the blue section, right, the blue section itself, because this 50 covers all of it, covers all of that, and this 30 covers all of that, okay? So the bit that's in, that's the 50 for all of it, but the bit that's in here, the bit that's in here, that's not in there, is only 40. Okay? And the bit that is in the other one, in here, is only 20. So in other words, what we actually have is, what we can say is, but the bit that's in A, because this one here is A. Up to here, this is A. That's A. And then the other one is B, because it covers the bit in the middle as well. All right. So the other one B covers all of this. So B covers to there. So you see they overlap here. B is all of this, A is all of that. So the bit that's in B but not A, A and not B will equal 40, and B but not A equals 20, and A and AB equals 10. So that means the total must equal 40 plus 10 plus 20 equals 70. And another way to see that is, it is the 50 plus 30 minus 10 equals 70. And this way we take A union B. Now I can't do that on here, the union. Let's say A union B plus, sorry, A union B equals the number in, it's number in A plus the number in B minus the number in both. Because if I just add 50 plus 30, the 30 is that. If I add 50 plus 30, then I've counted the 10 twice. I hope that makes sense. It probably doesn't, but let's try you with another one, shall we? See if you get it. Would be good if you got that. Let me see, let's go back. Okay, let's try another one. Can we try another one? I'll try this again. Second try. Okay, I'll do it again. And this time, I want you all to give me an answer, okay?
Hi, sir.
Hello? Problem?
Hi, sir.
What's your problem?
No. I mean, I will we'll try to answer the second one.
Oh, good. Thank you. Here's the second one. A.
Because none of them are responding, I guess.
Yeah, I know. A has 100 elements. B has 200 elements. And A intersect, I can find an intersect here somewhere. I think I've got an intersect sign somewhere there. And A intersect B, okay, has 50 elements. How many in A and then the union? Where's the union? Ooh. This is very annoying. There. A union B. Okay, so let's try this again. Let's hope you get it right this time. I'm going to assign you breakout rooms, but I want you to be snappy and do this and do this very quickly. Let me just upload it again and get this done. I'm going to put your box in here. Okay, there we are. Let me just upload this. And then you try this again. So we've got to get used to doing this fast. So it's good that we just practice this a bit, because we're going to be doing this a lot. And I want you to get used to it and be able to do it a lot quicker, okay? Right, second try. Okay, I'll just give you 5 minutes this time. Okay, you've only got 5 minutes, 300 seconds, okay? So the time has started. I'll upload again, and I'll open the breakout rooms. So join your breakout rooms as fast as possible, and upload your answers as fast as possible, and then we're going to be able to move along a lot quicker, okay? Come on, get into your breakout rooms fast. Some of you not assigned, let me assign you. Faris not joined. Wayuni not joined. Dominic not joined. Afika not joined. Get into your rooms quickly. Let's see you give me an answer fast. Got one answer so far. Hasnita, you're not joined. Join. Who else has not joined? Nurul Hafiza, you're not joined. Nur Suffix. Nur Afika. Mardia Kamarudin. Aini Wayuni. Mohammed Nur Shakirin. Get into your rooms and get chatting, because we need to do this quick. We need to be snappy and efficient. I've only got 2 responses so far, and you've got 2.5 minutes left, so come on. This is not very difficult.
Bijak baik aku. Oh, stop.
Got 7 responses so far. Okay, you got 30 seconds, 20 seconds to do it. Oops, what's happened to my
Yes.
All right, so let's see. 3, 2, 1, finish. All right, so let's see who responded first of all. Now we have got 10 breakout rooms. Let's see how many people responded. I only got 8 responses. That means 2 rooms did not respond. That's no good. Everybody's got to respond. Otherwise, it's going to count against you on your class participation or something. So anyway, you all got the same answer. That is fine. Very good. 250, which is pretty obvious. But as I say, I'm just testing the system here, really, to make sure we can do it. So the rule is the answer is 50. Because the answer is just, as you correctly said, it's just 100 plus 200 minus 50. Very difficult. You all should have done that in approximately 10 seconds, really. Anyway, you can go back over all this stuff later. But the technology seems to work. So far, so good. Right, so let's carry on, shall we? Now, so I've written this. I have written this just as a formula. That is just saying what we've done. It says n means the number. So the number of elements in A union in B is the number in A plus the number in B minus the number in the intersect. That's all we did. Now, we're going to do the same thing with probability. In the end, I will tell you, in the end, we're going to say the probability of one thing or another happening is the probability of the first plus the probability of the second minus the probability they both happen. So it's the same formula. So please remember this formula. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit on permutations, then I'm going to call it a day. But I have to tell you that even if we don't get to the end of this module, I'm going to expect you to finish reading it yourself and doing the practice questions, okay? That's something you're going to have to do. So let me move on to a slightly new topic here. Permutations, right? This is a classic question you may be asked in your tests. How many different words can you make out of the letters A, B, and C? Now, by word, I don't mean a real English word or even a Malay word or anything. I just mean how many different ways can you write A, B, and C in different orders? That's what I mean. How many are there? Well, the answer is 6. So let's try and write them down in a logical order. So we can pick one letter, say A, then we've got 2 to choose from, B and C. So I can write everything starting with A is B and C. So it's A, B, C, A, C, B. Then start with B, I can have B, C, A and B, A, C. And start with C, I can have C, A and B, C, B and A. That is the 6. What about if we've got 5 letters? So I've got 5 possibilities to pick the first letter. Once I've picked the first letter, I've only got 4 left. So then I've only got 4 ways to pick the second letter, 3 ways to pick the third, and so on. So the total number of possibilities must be 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Right? This is called factorial. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is written like this, 5 factorial. So let me put on the whiteboard. Let me just explain a bit better because you may not get it. So factorial, right? So how many words from A, B, C, D, E. Okay, so I've got, as I said, I've got 5 ways to pick the first one. All right, so I can have, so if I write them down, if I write them down, I can do like this. Start with all possible words beginning with A. So I can have A something something, A something something, A something something. Next, write all words starting with B. So then I can have B something something something, B something something something, etc. Okay? That's what I can do. So the question is, so that means if this is true, can you see that therefore the total words equal with 5 letters equals 5 times number of words with 4 letters. Can you see that? Anyone got a problem? If you got a problem, raise your hand. This is crucial, right? Because imagine I write them all down. So I write down A. Then each time I write down A, I write down a combination. I write down it's A, then a 4-letter word. So it's A, then another 4-letter word. Another 4-letter word using B, C, D, E. Okay? I hope you can see this. Important you grasp it. Similarly, this will be the same, except this time 4-letter word, not using B, using A, C, D, E. But the same number of 4-letter words, it doesn't matter what letters you're using, right? So the total number of words with 5 letters equals 5 times the number of words with 4 letters. Has anyone got a problem with that? Raise your hand now if you've got a problem with that. Otherwise, I assume you don't have a problem with that. Anyone got a problem? Oh, Petrus and Nazatul. Okay, you don't get it. Well, best to do it with 3. If I did it with 3, suppose I used just A, B, and C. So what do? I write down A, then what have I got left? I've got B and C. So I want to write down everything with B and C. A, and then I can use C and B. So in other words, and the same with B, and then it's B followed by a 2-letter word using A and C. But there's only 2 of them, 2 of them only. There's only 2 possible 2-letter words. You can have BC or CB, that's it. So the number of 3-letter words with A, B, C equals 3 times number of 2-letter words. So that equals 3 times 2, which equals 6. All right? I hope that explains it. But it doesn't matter, it's the same thing. So every time you do it, supposing I had same for any number. So supposing, for example, so e.g. 10 letters. So I can have, in this case, the 10 letters would be A, B, B, C, D, E, F. That's 6, G, 8, 9, 10. So it equals A, and then a 9 letter word. B, 9 letter word, etc. So the answer is 10 times number of 9 letter words. But then that, by the same principle, that equals 10 times 9 times number of 8 letter words. And that equals 10 times 9 times 8 times number of 7 letter words. So don't let me write them all down, but you can see that means it equals 10. 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times, times 6 times 5, 6 times 5, and so on. 4 times 3 times 2 times number of 1 letter words. Well, there's only one letter word, right? And so that equals 10 factorial. That is the definition. This is the definition of 10 factorial equals 10 times 9 times 8 times 2 times 1. Okay, that's what we mean by factorial. Okay. So somebody just tell me, so how many 5-letter words are there? Somebody raise their hand and tell me, please. How many 5-letter words are there? It's 5 factorial. I'm saying, how much is 5 factorial? It's 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. How much is that?
120.
Who said that?
Narashikin.
Oh, did you? You didn't raise your hand, so I didn't see you, Nora Shikin. Anyway, it sounds right. So it's 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So that's 6. 24 times 5 equals 120. Okay? So here's a quick one. How many 6-letter words? Can anyone tell me quickly? Raise your hand, please, if you want to speak.
720.
Okay, is that Nazatul? No, who said that? It's correct, 720. Who said 720? Irfan, was that you? Yeah, raise your hand before you speak. The answer is 720. Now, how did he do it? Answer 720. Because it equals 6 times the 5-letter words, as we said. So it equal, we already know the 5 is 6. So we already know the 5 is 120. So it's 6 times 120 equals 720. So you can do that in your head, right? Okay. If you want to cheat, then of course there is a button on your calculator. Let's have a look. Oh, I've got a load of email, a load of WhatsApps with all your problems. Never mind. On your calculator, so I did tell you, didn't I? I think it's for the iPhone, it's Scientific Light. So let's just write it on here. If you want to cheat, use the n factorial button on your calculator. Okay, so you should be able to see it. It's normally, I've got mine is just, I don't know if you can see that, can you? Wait, I can't see what I'm doing. You should be able to see it on there somewhere. It's above the number 4. It says n factorial. I don't know if you can see it very well, but it's there. Oh, and by the way, as I said, best apps for this are for the Android. I use Real Calc because that's the best that you should use. And for iPhone, I use I think it's called Scientific Light. Those are the apps, the free apps you can download. So that's what you should use on your phone. By the way, when you do my exams, I've got no problem with you using your phone or even the internet, because when you do my exams, the internet won't help you at all. It doesn't help, so I don't care if you look at the internet. So you can use your phone. The only thing you shouldn't do is phone your friends to tell them the question and ask the answer, because that wouldn't be very good. All right. These are the number of words you can make with various things. But there's a bit of a problem here. And this gets a bit complicated. So this is what I'm going to finish up with in a second. Okay, there's the... What happens if some letters are the same? So suppose, for example, instead of ABC, we had AAB. How many different words can there be? Well, the answer is 3, because it just depends where B is. So B can be the first letter, the second letter, or the third letter. The other 2 are A's. So therefore, there's only 3 possibilities: AAB, BAA, and ABA. That's it. So how does this relate to our 3 factorial rule? Well, let's have a look. Here, supposing we have these letters, ABC, ABA. How many different words can you have? Well, the answer is this. If they were all different, we'd have 6 factorial. But we've got 3 different A's. That means if we count them all different, if we count the 6 factorial, that is assuming that we can tell the difference between this A, and this A. But the truth is we can have this one here and that one there, and it would still look the same. So we have to divide by the number of ways of shuffling these 3 A's between each other, which is 3 factorial. And the same applies for the B's. So this is the rule. This is the rule. If you've got repeated letters, and you're going to get a question in your exams, how many words can you make with these letters? You take the total number, in this case is 6 factorial, then you divide by the factorials of the number of repeated letters. So in this case, we've got 3 A's and 2 B's. So when you look at the LDS and this module, then you can try these things yourself. So let's just do a couple of simple examples here. How many different words can you make with these letters? A, B, X, B, B, C, D, A. So what have we got? How many letters have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the answer is going to be, let's take this question, right? So let's put it on the whiteboard. So let's do it as a question. How many different words can you make with those letters? So if they were all different, well, no, let's just do it like this. There are, so there's 8 letters, right? 2, 4, 6, 8. There are 8 letters. So we start with 8 factorial, right? But there are, how many A's? 1, 2. There are 2 A's. So 2 A's. What about B's? There are 3 B's. 3 B's. What about X's? There's only 1 X and there's only 1 C.
1 X, 1 C. So 7.
1 X and 1 C. So the answer then, so
1 B.
there's 3 B's, right? So
Yeah, 1 X, 1 C, 1 D.
yeah, so answer is 8 factorial, and I divide by 2 A's, so it's 2 factorial times 3 factorial. Okay? So what is that? How much is that? Well, 2 factorial is 2 and 3 factorial is 6. So I can look up 8 factorial on here. So all I do is I'm just going to press 8 factorial. So I just press 8, shift, in my case 4, and the answer comes out 40,000, wherever it is, 40,320. Then I divide that by 6 times 2 is 12. So the answer is 3360. So it's a lot of words, isn't it? It's a bit surprising. Okay, that's how you do it. Let's go back to the module. Let's hope I get it right. Correct. So it tells me here. It gives me the way of doing it here. So this is what you need to be doing all the time. So supposing I just put in here randomly 999, get it wrong, always have a go. Always put something in there. And it gives the explanation, so I study the explanation. So it's pretty simple. 10 letters in total. There are 6 H's and 4 T's. So the total number is 10 factorial divided by 6 factorial, 4 factorial. All right? I haven't told you about 10 choose 6 and all that yet. I'm going to tell you about that next time. So listen, I've done enough today. I'm going to throw it over to you. Now you can carry on working on this stuff yourselves for as long as you like. What you need to do now is go through all of this, do all these self-test questions, then you should go to the probability practice, right? A lot of these questions you don't know how to do. You know how to do this one now, okay? In fact, that's the only one. You can try all these letter questions on there to begin with, because that's what we've done. All right, these are the other kind of things. You don't know how to do these yet. We've not talked about it, but do not wait for a class before you have a go at the things that we haven't done. You see, you can have a go. You can have a go at these things and study. You can study the answers. If you don't get it, read the material. It tells you here. Okay. The first thing you need to read about is selections, like picking a team. 5 people in a group, you want to pick a team of 3. How many different teams could there be? So basically, the answer to that question is quite straightforward. The answer is this: 5 choose 3. And the way you do it is you would have 5 ways of picking the first one, 4 ways of picking the second one, and 3 ways of picking the third one. But you don't care what order you pick them, so you divide by 3 factorial, otherwise you'd overcount. So in this case, the answer is 5 times 4 times 3 divided by 3 times 2 times 1. Okay, that's how it works. So look, I'm going to, and then there's some things, I haven't got it yet, but I will. This is some stuff to look at and the cards. So what I want you to do for next week is read this stuff and start having a go at the practice questions on the probability. Now then, we're going to take the attendance in a minute, but there's just something you need to know, because I'm basically a nasty person. I'm going to keep track on you. Okay, here is the class. This is every one of you. Now, this is not in here yet. It's not been activated yet, but you see here, it says ACTY. That means activity. Every time you log in and every time you actually do a practice test, it's recorded on your record. And I will be monitoring to see who's doing work and who is not doing work, all right? If you're not doing work, you'll get a rude email from me saying you're not doing enough work. So I'm going to be checking up that you're actually at least opening the questions and opening the modules and studying, okay? Everything you need more or less is on here, but if there's something you don't know, you should Google. Google is your friend. You should Google anything you don't get. It's also good to get another angle on things. You can never understand things just from one person, one teacher, and one textbook. You need to actually look at lots of different things, all right? That's my
Sir, I have a question.
Okay.
So if we want to do the practice for today's class, so we should go to the probability practice, is it?
Yeah. That does not store. Whatever you put in there, it doesn't matter. That does not go on your record. It is not stored.
So basically we're just trying, is it?
You just practice, just trying. When it comes to do a test, you will see a different thing. This says P. When I give you a test, let's have a look at my last class. You see, there's a different thing there, a different icon. That means it was actually, that means it was an assessment test. This, when you get this, and I will warn you, with this symbol, it means it's an actual assessment test, and that goes on your record and counts towards your marks. But the idea is you do as much practice as you like, and I do not store the results. So it doesn't matter how bad you are, I don't know. But I do know you actually tried it. I don't care what you've done, I just need to know you're trying. So if I notice you've never opened this test, then I'm going to think you're not doing enough, all right? So I expect to see on your record, you open these two and you open this thing here. That's what I'm going to be looking for, all right? Okay. Okay. Now, I'm going to try something. It may not work. There's a lot of things may not work, but let's give it a go. I'm going to try and take the attendance, and I notice there's 7 or 8 of you have dropped out already, so you won't hit the attendance.
For learning delivery, how can I log in? Using my personal email or BMS email?
It depends what you've got. Have you contacted me before?
I just joined the class.
Just wait a minute, Faisal. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take attendance now. Once you've done attendance, once you've done attendance, then you can go and just stay. If you've got any questions, I will deal with all these questions afterwards. So let's do the attendance first, shall we? Let's see if I can do it first. I'm not sure that it's working on this because I've upgraded the system. So I'm going to try and do this. Right, I'm going to show you an attendance code, okay, which is going to be there for 5 minutes. No, I can't show you the code. All right, you're let off. You don't have it this time.
All right, thank you.
What should, so you're okay. You're all going to be marked as attending for this class. What's going to happen on Monday is I'll show you a code, and then you click on the class, and you should see attendance, and then you will log your attendance like that. You'll put in the code and you log your attendance. Obviously,
so we're putting the code in LDS as a...
You will do. It's not working today.
Okay.
But I will fix it for next time. So just for today, I will mark everybody as attended, okay? Because I'm very kind. Next week, I'm only going to mark you attended if you log your attendance, all right? So if you don't have any specific questions to ask me, I'm just going to be dealing with individual questions for the next 10, 15 minutes. So you may go. Oh, wait, but what I'll do, one thing I will do before you go, let me just write down on here. This is the whiteboard, okay? So I'm just going to write down for next time. So next class. So next class. Let me write this down. Next class is going to be next Monday. I don't know what date that is. Anyone tell me? What date is Monday?
7.
It's the 7th, is it?
7th September.
Thank you. Monday, 7 September at 5 p.m. I can't do anything about the 5 p.m. because the point is I could start at 4 p.m. is no problem, but in Britain, we have a different time. Our time changes by 1 hour after October. I don't know if you knew that. You don't have it in Malaysia. It's because we're in the northern hemisphere. That's why it's so freezing cold here. 5 p.m. Okay, so your work, right? First, read the 2 modules on sets and counting, counting and probability, and then do loads of probability practice. I haven't been through the stuff that you need for all of it. If you're good students, when you see a question like this, you say, we've only just done a few things today. So if I look at probability practice, for example, if you see this, a bag contains 3 types of balls, purple, green, and amber. What is the probability of this? Then the first thing you can do is say score. It will tell you the explanation. You can leave it at that and just learn how to do it. Then refresh and find the same question. There you are, there's another question, just different colors, that's all, with different numbers, and do it that way. So you should be working on it. Do not wait for class before you try things and read things. The second thing you should do is look in the probability section, and somewhere in here, all of this stuff should be illustrated. So I've got self-test questions here, and I've got the balls in the bags and all of this kind of thing. So all the material is there, okay? So please do the reading, right? And do loads of probability practice. And then you're going to find everything is so easy, you're going to get A. I had a pile of A's. Most people got A's in the last semester because they actually did the work. Somebody, at least a couple of people here, didn't do the work and they failed because they just didn't do anything. They're going to do more work this time, okay? Right, that's it for today, class. You may go unless you've got any specific problems, issues, logging in, doing stuff, any problems, you let me know now. I'll see if I can deal with it. Otherwise, if it's too complicated, you have to email me. If I don't reply to your email, don't leave it. Send me a WhatsApp message and say, I sent you an email, why didn't you answer me? I won't be offended. I sometimes need to be given a little kick to do things, all right? So thank you, class. I will see you next Monday at 5 o'clock.
Thank you, sir.
Bye,
Bye.
Captain.
Bye,
Thank you,
Bye.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Have a nice day, sir.
Bye.
Monday.
Hi, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
If anyone's got a question, please raise your hand and we will deal with it. You didn't raise your hand. Right. Okay, so it's, how do I say your name? Kairuniza. How do I call you?
Yes, Kariza is fine, sir.
Okay, what's your problem?
Yes. No, I'm just want to voicing out other people's problems. Some of them didn't receive your email yet.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Tell them to email me and WhatsApp me. I will sort it. Tell them to do it today. I will deal with that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Hazik.
Email or
Can't hear you.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Hi, sir.
Hi.
Good evening. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Hello.
Yes, good. I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Just now I used the LBS one. Just now can open. Later on, that you give me the assignment. I cannot open the LBS anymore. I can log in, but it tell me it's like a notification. You got to submit something, but it's not the LBS system.
Don't understand exactly
understand
what you
me?
mean. No, I don't. You'll have to email me. You have to email me that. You will never explain it. You have to email me with screenshots, then I will understand. Because we could talk about this all day and maybe I still won't get it. All right? Email me with screenshots. We'll fix it all. This is all normal, by the way. I always have this problem for the first couple of classes, people logging in, not logging in, all that. Don't worry, we'll sort it out. Okay? Email me.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, sir.
Any more? Raise your hand if you have any more questions. No more questions? I'm also going to circulate the link for the recording, which, by the way, will be very boring, but you can watch it if you want. All right. If there's no more questions, I will say goodbye, and I will see you on Monday at 5 o'clock. Okay.
sir.
Oh, Faisal, you better be quick. Go on.
Can I rewatch the video?
I'll send you a link.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right. Bye, everyone. See you on Monday.
Okay, sir. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye.